Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Okay, I'm pinning the comment. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Let me get this out of the way. Welcome. How are you? I'm going to get into announcements in a second. I have a lot to go over today because I didn't go on live yesterday. So I'm not looking to buy reviews. No, thank you. Yeah, so I'm going to be on here a little longer today because I didn't do Q&A yesterday. So that's what's going on. So I'll do the topic today, which is why hair growth cycles matter with getting a better wax results and having a better wax experience. And then, oh, let me put it so it shows. And the things that we're going to talk about, the things that actually change your hair growth cycle. So that is what's going on. I have a lot of information to give, and then we'll do Q&A. That comment thing just kind of distracted me for a second. So I'm going to go into announcements first. The first announcement I have for you is that the mini course for estheticians to attract clients is still open. Let me see if this is okay. It is still open for enrollment, and I actually think I'm going to move it. It was the tax day, but I got the information today that the day to file your taxes is usually April 15th, and they're moving it to July 15th. So I think I'm going to move the mini course maybe to May. It also is going to give me a little more time to talk about it and give information about ways to attract clients, because on Wednesdays I usually talk about esthetician education, and the plan was, before everything kind of got crazy, the plan was to talk about like price lists and those kind of things, because that's what's covered in the mini course. So it gives you a little taste of what the mini course is going to be like. I changed the subject of this past week for Wednesday because of the craziness that's going on. Hey, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. How do I say your name? Welcome to the 3B. I know you may have told me before, but please remind me. I'm just going through announcements. So I changed Wednesday's live because I needed to talk to estheticians about retailing in a time like this. So I think I am going to change it and gear my live to what's going on. So in that reason, I'm moving the mini course. Hey, Liz, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I'm just going over announcements. So with that being said, the mini course will be moved. I don't know when exactly. I got to figure that out. I'll probably be figuring that out next week. But you know, it's still good. Those who are enrolling or have or planning to enroll, you know, it's still fine. Like you could, I mean, actually extend the payment plan, so it'll be also better in that aspect. I'm just thinking out loud on that one. So mini course is still going on. It's just going to be later. Yeah, and it goes through how to attract clients, and it's a 15-day course, and actually it's a good timing to sit and go through it. Second announcement is the exfoliating pads are in stock. We've been in stock for a while. Bam, bam, bam. I have been, every day I've been getting orders. I've just been going and packing the orders I have and then sending them out. Usually my packing day is Thursdays, but because of what is going on, I don't know when the post office is going to close. And so I'm just sending out pads as I get orders. So as far as I know, we're still good on that. The post office is still open. We did get in Orange County, we got the official lockdown information that we can't do non-essentials. But I do think the post office is still open. If you order and it happens not be, I'll definitely contact you. We can figure that out. I can either refund you or you can wait. So either way, I work with you on that. The third announcement I have is that if you are needing to get products, I still am shipping out the pads, but also I do drop shipping with Skin Script and PCA Skin. So this is a good time to be at home. I wrote a post just recently that got quite a few likes on Instagram, and it was about, this is a good time to clean your brushes, really organize your skincare products, see what's working, see what isn't working, those kind of things. So this is a good time to do all that. And so if you're needing to purchase products, you can go to 3bwaxing.com, 3bwaxing.com. Let me see if I can change this lighting, because I'm not right now. I want to see. That just looks too washed out. I'm playing with this light. I like the warm look, but I might just do it like this. We may just do it like this today. Okay. So those are the announcements. Let's get into it. Hold on, let me get some water. I'm gonna do the intro. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. And so you remember, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I am Becca, your pro waxer and skin therapist since 2010. I help people remove unwanted hair, acne, discoloration, and ingrowns through chemical peels and full body waxing in Orange County, California. I have my own product line, which is my exfoliating pads that have been sold in the US, the UK, Canada, and the UAE. They are the acne and ingrown pads and then the fruit enzyme pads. Both of them are chemical exfoliants and can be used on the face and body. I have the acne and ingrown pads with me right here. I also help estheticians start their own product line, start their own salon suite, help them attract clients, as well as improve on their waxing technique. I've been the regional trainer for a large franchise and just been waxing a long time. So I help estheticians and consumers with my Instagram lives, which is the 3B Waxing Show. So that's where you're at. That I go live from Tuesday through Friday. Tuesdays are about product highlights. So I highlight a product and then talk about some ingredients. That way it helps you be a more educated consumer. On Wednesdays, I help estheticians. It's the esthetician education segment. And I'm helping estheticians either attract clients, all the good things I've done. So just giving my advice and things to help them with their practice and their career. And then on Thursdays, I do a Q&A about waxing, skincare, or aesthetics. And then Fridays, I do all about waxing. So today is all about waxing. And then today I am doing an extended Q&A because I did not go on live yesterday because it was my wedding anniversary, my 4-year anniversary. So that is it. If you want to stay connected, so today is all about waxing. If you want to stay connected with me, you can grab the Ultimate Wax Guide, which is, hey, a little bit, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I'm just finishing the intro and then we're going to get into the content. If you are wanting to get more information about waxing and you're unsure, then you can grab the Ultimate Wax Guide. If you click the link in the bio, I can't remember what button it is, but it's a guide I made that talks about frequently asked questions on waxing and then the kind of wax I use in 3B Waxing. It gives you kind of like an inside look, especially if you're, you know, considering getting wax. It's a free guide that I made, so you can grab that, and then it'll put you also on my email list. And I have gotten so much better at emailing that list before I go live. So I just sent an email before I actually went on live today. So that's what we got. And then thank you for those who are coming in. Thanks for those catching the replay. If you know somebody who can use this information, please share this video. It helps me out, and then also is a gift that you are giving this to them, especially if they are interested in waxing and improving their waxing or ingrowns or stuff like that. So let's get into it. So the topic is why hair growth cycles matter with getting a better wax and the things that change your hair's growth cycles. So I have my notes to help me. I do have my whiteboard and my pen just in case I do feel like I need to write something to emphasize it. And then what I do is I'll show it on the screen, and then you can take a picture of it and then flip it so that way it's readable. Okay. Why hair growth cycles matter with waxing. So this is some notes I wrote down. So when you are shaving or you haven't really been waxing and your hair's just growing on your body like normally, your hair growth cycles are all over the place. So you just have like hairs growing in. Sometimes you have 2 or 3 hairs in one follicle. Like everything's just kind of growing all over the place. When you start to wax consistently, keyword consistently, you start to get the hair cycle, the hair on the same cycle, if that makes sense. So there are different cycles, and you want them to be showing up and growing at the same time. So that way when you wax them, you're grabbing as much of the hair as possible, because waxing is damaging the hair follicle. And in this case, damaging is a good thing because we want less hair. So I'll say that again. Say it again. You want to, so your hair is growing at different, you know, it's going through its cycle. Your hair is going through its cycle. And also your hair is growing at different rates. And when you wax consistently, keyword consistently, you are getting the hair on the same cycle. So more hair is out at the same time. And that way, when you come in to get waxed, you are damaging more hair follicles at a time, because damaging is good in this case. Because we want to damage the hair or damage the hair follicle, because that's going to make the hair grow in thinner. And I have seen that some people don't even grow hair in some areas. So that is why it's important, or why it matters to waxing, and why you should care. Also, one thing is beneficial about getting your waxes done when, or I guess say getting your hair on the same cycle. What's beneficial, hey Love Star, how are you? Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. We're just talking about hair growth cycles. So another thing that's beneficial about getting your hair on the same hair growth cycle is that when you wax and they're all on the same cycle, it's going to last you longer. And that's just, you know, makes sense because more of the hair is out, and so you're grabbing more of the hair when you get waxed. And so there's only you know, probably a little hair left that's on a different cycle, and so your wax will last longer. So that's the reason why you want to care about hair growth cycles, is because it you get it all in the same cycle, so you can thin it out and really damage it with the waxing, and then also your waxes will last longer. Now, for the whiteboard. Okay, so I want to go over the stages of the hair growth cycles. Now, some people say that there's 4. I like to say that there's 3 because I don't really count shedding as a cycle, but some people do. So just know that when I'm teaching this, this is how I teach it. Because right now, because I focus so much on waxing, it's not, I don't find the need to focus on the shedding part. But I do know, like, hairstylists, they will mention the shedding part of the hair stages as a cycle, if that makes sense. So the first cycle is the anagen cycle. That is when your hair is growing. When your hair is first growing, everyone has it. It's like when it's like that little thing and it's poking through the skin, anagen. So I'll put 1 near it. I'm gonna flip this over in a second. I'm just gonna write them all down. The second stage is catagen. So I'm gonna write that down. And catagen is when your hair is growing and then it leaves the blood supply. And then, or catagen is actually when it does leave the blood supply, sorry. It's not, anagen's when it's growing, catagen when it leaves the blood supply. So a lot of times I'll tell people you want to get waxed when your hair is in the anagen cycle because that's when it's growing. That's when you can damage it the best. So that's why I say come in 3 to 4 weeks because even if we're trying to figure out your hair growth cycle, most hair is in the anagen cycle. So we can start damaging the hair because it's growing and that's when it's the best time to damage it. And then another thing is because it's in the growing stage and it hasn't fully left the blood supply, it hurts less. So that's why I say, like, in my last post I was saying, you know, if you weren't able to get a wax before the quarantine, we want to make things as less painful as possible because by the time you come in, your hair will probably be in a lot of the catagen cycle. And then the next cycle is telogen. So these are the 3. You want to write them down. You can take a picture of them and then flip it in the editing part of the camera. Now, one thing to know is that when you come in to get waxed, say you haven't been shaving for a hot minute. You've like, for 6 months, I have not been shaving. Just let it grow. Your hair can still be going through all these stages because it sheds after this and then it goes into the anagen cycle. Another thing to know is that, have you ever seen 2 hairs in one pore or in one follicle? A lot of times that is your hair grows at a fast rate for that pore. And so the telogen is happening, or you could say the anagen is happening while another anagen is happening, and it's just going really fast. So one already shed it, so it's just really speeding up. And then if you are shaving, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Admire. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Robin. Welcome, welcome. We're talking about hair growth cycles. If you are shaving and you come in to get waxed, you are most likely going to have these all over the place. So we have our, just to recap, for those who came in, you have your 3 hair growth cycles. You have your anagen, which is the growing stage, which is when you want to get waxed. It's less painful at this time, and it's going to damage the hair. You have your catagen, that it's leaving the blood supply. And then you have the telogen, where it's resting. I don't think I said that it was resting because I had a lot on my mind, so I don't know if I said telogen is resting, but tells you when it's resting and it's about to shed. So let me just clarify that. So that's that. Okay. Any questions about that so far? I'm going to reset. Those who just joined, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. And so you remember, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I am Becca, your pro waxer and skin therapist since 2010. I help people remove unwanted hair, acne, discoloration, and ingrowns through full body waxing and chemical peels. In Orange County, California. We got the official lockdown yesterday. So that's what's going on in Orange County. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, boss lady. Just introducing myself. So I have my own product line, which is my exfoliating pads. I have the acne and ingrown pads and the fruit enzyme pads that have been sold in the US, the UK, Canada, and the UAE. I have the acne and ingrown pads, which are here, and then the fruit enzyme pads. That are chemical exfoliants, so they are good for sensitive skin. If you have sensitive skin or you're working on dark spots, a chemical exfoliant is what you're going to want to look at. Hey Christina, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I also help estheticians start their own product line, start their own salon suite, attract clients, as well as improve their waxing technique, because I was the regional trainer for a large waxing franchise. So today is Friday. We are talking about waxing and hair growth cycles, and why you should care about hair growth cycles, and then what things change hair growth cycles. If you want to get more information, like in a PDF form, you can grab the Ultimate Wax Guide, which click the link in the bio. I don't know what button it is, but you can grab it. It has a lot of frequently asked questions. And then it talks about the wax I use and just gives you like an idea of what the experience is like coming in 3B waxing, and then some commonly asked questions. All right, so we reset. So let's talk about why your hair grows, why your hair cycles change over time. So I'm gonna put why our hair cycles change. So when you come in to get waxed, you'll come in and get waxed, and then I can see like, oh, do you have another cycle coming in? If there's hair underneath the surface, maybe you have a little bit, maybe you have a lot, I'm, looking at that. I use that a little bit to determine on how often you need to come in, as well as your pain tolerance. If you have a lower pain tolerance, you probably need to come in every 3 weeks to get waxed, or 2 to 3 weeks, depending on what it is. So like underarm 2, Brazilian 3. If you are, is that a moth? No, it's not. That was like a real distraction. We had the door open earlier. I just lost my train of thought because that was a real distraction. It's coming back to me. Okay. So say you come in and you schedule out after your first Brazilian or wax, back wax, leg wax. We'll figure out, like, as you come consistently, it'll be easier to see where your hair growth cycles are and how often you need to come in, because everyone's different. I will say getting your legs waxed is probably the one that, I don't say it takes the most time, but that one you really start to see, okay, the hair cycles are different in the beginning. And then you start to see them all come together, just because it's such a large area. Yeah. So why our hair cycles change. So we may be waxing you for a while and got it on pack, and then all of a sudden your hair starts growing rapidly. Or, you get waxed and then there's still some hair underneath the skin that's about to come out in the next 4 days. And we're like, oh, you know, you've been going normally 3 to 4 weeks, what's happening. So these are the things that can happen. So the first one is medication. Obviously, medication can disrupt your body, but it also changes your hair growth, and specifically birth control. I've seen this where people get off of it, they get on it, and it changes their hair growth cycle, making it either grow really slow or really fast. What I've recently noticed, and I've seen this with a few clients, is that being on your placebo week, I have seen hair growth increase. So my thinking on that is when you're on your placebo of your birth control, that I guess my logic of it would be that you are like in your normal state, and so your hair grows more in your normal state. But either way, I don't have an explanation for it, but I've seen this happen to a few clients, and so this is something you want to be mindful with. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show, Liz. So medication, birth control, and those kind of things. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I am... Welcome. So that's the first one. The second one is heat. So in the summer, hello. So we're talking about, just to catch you up, we are talking about things that change your hair growth cycles. And earlier I talked about why hair growth cycles matter to waxing, and why it's important to waxing. I'm going to leave this up, but I went into quite a bit of long thing of like, if you know your hair growth cycles and get them on the same page, you're going to get better waxing results. So now I'm talking about the things that change your hair, make it go faster, make it slow down. Mostly faster is what we're talking about, not slow down. Medications, one, birth control, the week of your placebo, that can cause rapid hair growth. Heat is another one, the summer, because there's heat in your blood circulation, that makes the blood go. And so like we were talking about how there's the anagen cycle, that's the growing of your hair, and then the catagens, the leaving the blood supply. Well, it's going to go through the catagen phase, get to the catagen phase quickly, because your blood circulation is really going in the summer. So it's not a myth that your hair grows faster in the summer. It is true. The next one is menopause. And I hope I'm spelling this right. I didn't check if I spelled menopause correctly, so please forgive me if this is spelled wrong. And that's because of the hormones. Your body is changing. I mean, everyone's menopause story is different. I didn't know that it goes for the rest of your life. Like after you go through menopause, you're basically in that stage of your life on forward. So I didn't know that till recently. And then what did I put for the next one? I don't know what I put for the next one, so I'll just put these three. And I need to hear this because I cut my hair really short 6 months ago and have been growing it in its natural state. Yeah, so now that we're hitting up summer, you will be, growing more hair. Or once we get to summer, we're not fully in summer, right? But if you're just like, the sweat actually does blood circulation to help it grow. And then, look at the medications that you're taking, because medications really do affect your hair growth in general. So I'm trying to grow it back healthy. Yeah, exactly. Now, one thing I do know that helps, a natural remedy that helps hair grow, and this is something I help my clients with their brows. I've had so many clients grow their brows with this serum that I created or told them about. Some I told about, some I made for them and they purchased it from me. One client has done amazing. Like, it's really gotten her brows to grow. But the thing is, I don't know how to stop it from growing. So if you get success from it, hey, Night, how are you? Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. If you, if it works for you and it's growing, I don't know how to stop the growth, but it's castor oil, vitamin E oil, and biotin, which I didn't have oil when I made my clients the serum. I just crushed up biotin, the medication, and put it in the thing, in the little serum thing. And let me tell you, my clients' brows have been growing. So that is a good mixture. Hey, Johnny. How are you? Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, so castor oil, vitamin E, and castor oil, vitamin E, and biotin. Those will grow your hair. Castor oil has been known to grow your hair. And then if you are going to apply that to like your brows or something, make sure you're only applying it to the area you want, because if that stuff moves around, then it'll be growing, you know, hair everywhere. And we don't want that. So these three, we talked about hair growth cycles, why they affect waxing. I had an alarm. Why they affect hair growth, because again, you have hair all over the place and you want to get them on the same cycle, so that way when you get waxed, it's taking all of the hair at the same time, so that way you're damaging the follicle, that way it's thinning the hair out. I need my eyebrows done. Come on to LA. Well, not right now because we're on lockdown. Which that was just an alarm to cancel my flight, because I have flights to Vegas that I have to cancel. But yeah, I would love to do your brows, Johnny. Yeah. So, and then we talked about anagen, catagen, and telogen, the 3 hair growth cycles, and then what causes your hair cycles to change. He said, I'll be back soon. Oh, good, good. All right, so those are the 3. Any waxing questions? Anything about what we talked about? Anything? Also skincare, because I didn't do yesterday's Q&A because it was my wedding anniversary. Oh, yes. So I decided to just do it all in one. Hey, 714. Hey, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. So any questions? I know I just went over, if you're just joining, I went through a lot of information. We talked about hair cycles, why it matters to waxing, the different hair growth cycles, and then what are the things that change your hair growth cycles. I'm leaving all of this up, so the replay will still be up. But any specific questions about waxing, I'll reintroduce myself, and then, yeah, and I'll answer questions. So welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. And so you remember, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I am Becca, your pro waxer and skin therapist since 2010. I help people remove unwanted hair, acne, discoloration, and ingrowns through chemical peels and full body waxing in Orange County, California. I have my own product line that's been sold in the US, the UK, Canada, and the UAE. And that is my acne and ingrown pads, and then my fruit enzyme pads. They are chemical exfoliants that help with sensitive skin. They improve the skin, help the skin look more healthy, and then also attacks ingrown hair bumps and those kind of things. I also help estheticians start their own product line, start their own salon suite, attract clients, as well as improve their waxing, because I used to be the regional trainer for a large franchise. You can stay connected with me. So Tuesdays are about product highlight. Wednesdays are about esthetician education. Thursdays are Q&A, and then Fridays are all about waxing. If you want to grab the Ultimate Wax Guide, click the link in the bio, and that has frequently asked questions, what kind of wax I use, just information about 3B waxing and like waxing information. If you're like interested in knowing the process or have certain types of questions. But yeah, it's open for Q&A if you have any questions. I'm trying to think of questions that I get asked often about waxing. I get a lot of questions about waxing. I have gotten the question, does it make it thicker? No, it makes it thinner. Like we talked about, as you get consistent and you're damaging the hair cycles, you're actually thinning the hair. And that's the whole point, is that you're thinning it out so it either doesn't exist anymore, or it's just so thin that you can barely see it, or it doesn't even bother you. So a lot of people will do waxing to thin it out, but also because it's going to improve ingrowns. So if you do get ingrowns over time, you're going to notice a difference with the exfoliation of waxing, and then how it makes the hair softer. So that's one question I get often. Let's see. Johnny mentioned brows, so I'll talk about brows. So I do quite a bit of brows. 3B waxing stands for Becca's Brows and Brazilians. The process with brows is that I do a consultation every single time. Alone at. I'll ask you, like, do you want to change anything each time, or what do you like about your brows, that kind of thing. If it's your first time, I'll usually, take the brush and be like, this is where your brow should start. So according to, I guess, like beauty standards, your brow should start like right here from your crease of your nose there, and then your arch should start from the corner of your nose to the middle of your eye. And then I feel doing them really good right now, if I do say so myself. And then your end should be the tip of the corner of your nose, and then like gazing at the end of your eye. So that should be your tip. Most people's don't have that. Like, this is filled in. My brows don't look like this. They're very small. But what I do is I see, this is the brows that you have. This is what we could do with them. Cleaning them up. Like, if you like a lot of arch, if you don't like arch. A lot of my male clients, they don't want a lot of arch. So we do like a natural cleanup. So that, it looks natural, but still looks clean. Trimming makes a huge difference. I do trimming. Hey cousin, how are you? Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I'm talking about right now, when you come in to get a brow wax. I do quite a bit of trimming, and that really makes a difference. So even when you just get your brows trimmed, it almost like changes your look. And then I'll do the middle, because even if you don't have like a pronounced unibrow, or it's like not noticeable, everyone has like baby hairs. So I'll do the middle, and I do underneath. Depending on how thick your brows are, I'll break the underneath into two, and then do the tops, so that way it separates your hairline from the actual brow area. And then how much is it for brows? Brows are $25. And then let's see what else I'll do for brows. That's pretty much the whole. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention about brows is that so people come to me and they'll be like, before I was coming to you, I was breaking out when I got my waxes done. And I use hard wax. So hard wax is gentle on the skin. That's why I really like it. If you have very sensitive skin, hard wax is really for you. A lot of my stuff is for people with sensitive skin, because everyone does have, like, not everyone, but a lot of people have some degree of sensitivity to something. And I found that hard wax is just easy. Like, I haven't really seen anyone have bad reactions to hard wax. There is like bad hard waxes that, you know, can cause irritation, which I ordered some. I was in Arizona a month ago, and my sister needed to get wax, and we ordered some on Amazon, and it wasn't the best wax. Still made it through, but it was not the best. So there are not that great hard waxes, but hard wax in general is really good. So hard wax goes on the skin and then is pulled off. It doesn't use a strip. So like you won't see like a cloth or a muslin, one of those cloth things put on and then ripped off. It just goes on and then gets put off. One thing made me think of something though, is that I don't know if I get the question. Hey, the Shady Effect, how are ya? Good to see ya. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. Welcome back. Hey, Mackenzie, welcome back to the 3B Waxing Show. One thing that I'll bring up with waxing, we're doing Q&A right now. I talked about the hair growth cycles. If you're just joining, we talked about why hair growth cycles matter to waxing, the different stages of hair growth, and then why the hair, or why your hair growth will change, like why it will speed up and become rapid. So I'm leaving this up so the replay will be up if you want to check that out. And then I'm just doing Q&A. One thing I will say that has come up is if you get your face waxed or anything really waxed, I wouldn't lay out in the sun the next day, because that can cause a breakout. Another thing I've seen is that if you are, like say you're on vacation and you laid out the whole vacation, say you went to Hawaii and you laid out and you were in the sun and you were just hot, your body was just hot, your body will keep that temperature. So if you come in, you will feel like the wax is warmer than usual, and you may either have a breakout or you may just be red. So that's something to think about. Another thing to think about when getting wax is to avoid drinking heavy amounts of alcohol. So if you've been drinking, I don't know what like the actual number would be, but maybe like 5 shots, or like, I don't know. It depends on, like, if you know you're heavy drinking. So like you have heavy drinking and then you come in the next day for waxing, you may just be a little more sensitive, and it may, have a little bit of reaction. It's nothing that won't go away in 2-3 days, but that's just some things to think about when you are booking a wax or getting waxed, or trying to figure out your skin. If, say you get waxed on your face and you go out without sunscreen in the sun and then you have a little breakout, what's really good is taking the plant aloe and getting the gel directly from the plant. That's the best. It's better than the bottle. And taking that and then putting it on your skin. You can keep it in the fridge to savor it. So yeah, that's what I got. Any questions? Waxing, any other questions? That was a good question. Earlier 714 had, because I don't talk about pricing that often, but yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that would come up that would be about pricing that I could think of that people ask. I got a question about underarms. How much are they? They're $20 for both underarms to get waxed, and getting your underarms waxed helps lighten them, thin out the hair. Let's see. I get so many questions that I'm trying to think of some questions that I get so I can give some answers that may help you. Someone recently just DM'd me, do my pads work for the bikini line? Yes, that's what I originally started the acne and ingrown pads. So originally I had exfoliating pads. Had those created. Created a book, help a bunch of estheticians start their own exfoliating pads. That is something that is exciting. I've helped many estheticians, start their own product line. Then I changed labs and decided to, focus on having targeted pads, because the pads I had, they did everything, but not everyone needed everything. So that's where I came up with the acne and ingrown pads, the fruit enzyme pads, and the brightening pads. I now just have the acne and ingrown pads and the fruit enzyme pads. But when I first started, my original thinking was getting people to use them on their Brazilian area or bikini area to prevent ingrowns or to grab any bumps that they already had from hair, because I do so many Brazilians and I saw a need for it. And I also saw a need for having lactic acid in my pads, because lactic acid moisturize and it also helps with hyperpigmentation. So if you have dark spots on your bikini line, the pads are really good. What did I say? I did get a question about what's the difference between the fruit enzyme pads and the acne and ingrown pads. The fruit enzyme are still exfoliating, but they're not as strong as the acne and ingrown pads. They are if you need like a mild exfoliant, but that's mild in relation to the acne and ingrown pads. They're still strong because they are chemical exfoliants. They're also all organic fruit enzymes. So if you think of like, whenever I think of enzymes or chemical exfoliants in general, I think of like little Pac-Man eating the dead skin. So that's what it's doing. It's made from different types of fruit. So I did a live about some of the fruit that's in there. Bilberry was one of the berries. It's kind of stuff you know, like lemon, just different fruits for that. So that's something that a few of my clients who use the fruit enzyme pads, they actually use them every day, or they can use them every day. Not everyone can use them every day, but some of my clients do use them every day because it's a strong exfoliation, but pretty mild, especially mild. Oh, thank you for the hearts. I know there's a delay, so thank you. If you are a person who gets chemical peels or facials, and you want something in between to keep your cell turnover increasing, then the fruit enzymes could be a daily use or every other day exfoliant. The acne and ingrown pads, if you deal with acne or you're prone to acne and you want to make sure you are preventing it, and it just depends on the rate of your acne, like how much acne you have, and I'm trying to find the right word for it. It's the type of acne. So it's like if it's cystic and that kind of thing, or if it's just mild. But that's the difference. I have found one thing is, okay, so let me just talk real quick about makeup. I'm not a makeup person. I'm wearing it today. I'm actually like just trying to improve my makeup technique while we're on this quarantine. But so if you are wearing makeup daily, and I have talked with clients about this, you have to take off your makeup. And not just take it off, you have to really know that it's off, because if you are getting breakouts and you're wearing makeup, there's a huge relationship, correlation, I think the word is, between you getting breakouts and your makeup. So I'm going to do a whole live on this actually, but one, you need to make sure your makeup's not breaking you out. Like you're not allergic to the makeup. Another thing is cleaning your brushes. I talk about this all the time, and really cleaning your brushes. I was cleaning mine yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before? And I don't even wear makeup that often, but so I clean them pretty often. So it's not much, but I was cleaning it and then I had to go back and clean it again. You want to, I've done a live about this, about cleaning it with me, but you want to put soap on it, rub, and like really move it around. or buy one of those things that does it for you, because those things are dirty. And then make sure it's all clean. Because that is causing breakouts. Some people don't have room for error when it comes to messing up their skin routine. Some people can go like 3 or 4 days not doing their skin routine in a week. Some people can't. And if you wear makeup, you're putting yourself closer to the can't pile. So you do want to do that. If you're using makeup wipes, you're probably going to need 2 or 3 in one session. So depending on how much makeup you're wearing. But even if light coverage, that stuff gets into your pores. Another thing is wear a primer underneath. So do your whole routine, moisturizer, then put your makeup primer on. That's going to help, protect your skin. Do the makeup wipes, do 2 or 3, then cleanse, double cleanse. You should be double cleansing anyways, but do your gentle cleanser so you can go around the eyes, or just put a little coconut oil on, cleanse, and then do a stronger cleanser, or do a second cleanser with your gentle cleanser or your regular cleanser. Then do the fruit enzyme pads. The other day I did the fruit enzyme pads, still had makeup on after 3 makeup wipes, 2 cleanses, did the pad, and then had to do a second pad. With the fruit enzyme pads, you could do 2 pads back to back, and you should be good. So that was a lot, but I feel like that information should be very valuable to you, and especially right now, because I think people have more time to really evaluate their routines and what's going on in their life. Like, even though we're in a I'm not even gonna try the word, but rough time. It can be looked as a positive to work on things on yourself, and so you can kind of see areas of your life that you need to improve, maybe things that fall on the wayside that you need to do, and then following up on education. I am following up on my education, and then I know estheticians who have my products are doing that as well. So, hey, Jewel too, or Jewel's second daughter. Hey, welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I was just answering some questions after I did talked about the topic for today, which is pinned. So yeah, I'm just doing Q&A. So if you have any waxing Q&A, I did bring up a question that you brought up earlier on the comments about the bikini. Were these good for a bikini line? And then I just talked about like how I got started with the pads, and how they're originally for the Brazilian because I did so many. And also, one thing I didn't say is that I was working at a gym, and I noticed that people really needed things that they could have on the go. And that's one reason I wanted to have the pads. And when I started, the pads I was looking at didn't have lactic acid. And lactic acid also helps with dark spots and moisturizing. So, yeah, just answering some questions. We did the whole series about the hair growth cycles, and yes, thank you so much for your reply. Yes, you're welcome. That was a good question. Good question. So, yeah, so we are doing the hair growth cycles, waxing, and then just doing any Q&A. So if you have any questions, yeah, I'm trying to think of questions that people have asked me that I wanted to bring up. I talked about, like, staying out of the sun after waxing, 24 hours, safe to do 48 hours. Some ways to improve, the bikini line if people get ingrowns on the bikini line. I get this question a lot in the salon and on Instagram and in my emails. Is some things you can do is sleep with no underwear on, use the exfoliating pads. Depending on, your skin type, you can go like 3 to 4 times a week. You may need to up it, like if you have a really bad ingrown. A few of my clients will just use them every day when they get a bad ingrown, just so it'll go down. Trying trying to think. Staying consistent with waxing. Yeah, so that is one of the questions I get often. I'm trying to think of some other things I get asked all the time. Oh, and then earlier we talked about makeup, like taking it off and how it can contribute to, you know, breakouts. And how now, with all this stuff going on, you know, people are at home, they have time. You may have time. Some people may have time to really go through their products and just really, not just your skin stuff, your whole life. Like going through journaling and doing all the things you need to do. Use on the labia is okay with the pads. Yeah. Yep. You can use them there. I wouldn't go like I wouldn't use the pad like a wipe, but you can wipe on the like the outer of the labia, because you do get ingrowns there. It is a common place to get ingrown. But yeah, I wouldn't just like wipe it so it's not on the like inside area, but the outside of the labia, 100%. It will help, especially that area that's like right before. Oh shoot! Oh, I'm not gonna get it. Right before, like in between the thigh and like the labia, that area. I know that gets some ingrown, especially with underwear rubbing. Yeah. Yeah, good question. That's a good question. Yeah. See, what I was saying is like now is a good time to really, for everyone to just work on themselves, be with their family, and like spend quality time. It's kind of like I guess those are the positives of it. I know I sent the email out for this live saying that I'm actually looking forward to, we may go out into the nature tomorrow, because even though we're in lockdown in Orange County, we can go into nature. And so I think my husband's taking us on a hike. Plus we did celebrate our anniversary a little bit, but like, because it's our anniversary weekend. So, but there's like, you know, some positives into it. So, well, if there's no questions, thank you for joining. Thank you for those catching the replay. I'm trying to think. If you want to grab the Ultimate Wax Guide, it has information in there about waxing, frequently asked questions. You may want the Brazilian Wax Guide as well. I have that. If you click link about, I think it's like the third button, but it has information about ingrowns, hair cycles, Brazilian waxing, those kind of things. Yeah, so have a blessed day, and I will be on Tuesday. I don't know what the product will be that I'll be talking about, but I will be on Tuesday. We'll figure it out, because what I'm doing is I'm changing the topics and stuff to kind of go with what's happening, so that's relatable. So yeah, well, have a blessed day. Thanks for joining, and I will see you on Tuesday. Hey Shirley, I'm actually getting off, but good to see you. Welcome to the 3B Waxing Show. I will leave this information up, and then I will, because Instagram is about to kick me off because I've been on here for an hour, I will upload this to YouTube. I am having a little bit of trouble with YouTube. It's taking a bit of time to upload everything, but I will get everything uploaded eventually. So have a good one, and I will see you later.